I've been 15 years on the housing list and getting nowhere until France suggested that I applied for sheltered accommodation, and after just a few months I got it. And when I found that it was not just a flat.
How I view it now is a block of flats with 10 people who socialise.
We all live our own separate lives, but as a community, and it's good. Very good. I'm pleased and my wife's pleased. I'd hate to think where we'd ended up if we hadn't come here.
For me, personally, it's not a block of flats, it's a community and it's something else. Well, it's what you make it, you know what I mean?
There are a lot of positives for me. We're all different, remember? I love it. For me, it's perfect in every way.
What was it like when you moved here?
A lot of politics, an awful lot of politics. For a building of 214 flats, you would have thought you were in the House of Commons.
Why do you think that is?
Probably because they didn't want to be here. They seen sheltered housing was beneath them.
Yeah.
So they took that viewpoint and tried to impose it on other people.
A lot of people here come here, do their own thing, speak to hardly anybody except to say good morning. So I don't think there's any encouragement by the management or the organisation to foster this bonding together.
He went through wild ecstatics when I showed him my lymphatics, but he never said he loved me. And though no doubt it was not very smart of me, I kept on wrecking my soul to figure out why he loved every part of me, and yet not me as a whole. With my esophagus he was ravished, enthusiastic to a degree. He said 'twas just enormous, my appendix vermiformis, but he never said he loved me.
That's my one fear about living in places like this, what Jean's talking about. For some reason, I don't know how it happens, but it happens at management level for sure. They do more and more to make, all the places are the same to me, to make them more and more institutionalized.
You all right? You okay? It was full of what you would expect to see probably in a shelter house. Notice boards all over the place. Do not do this, do not do that.
Okay.
Now we've got artwork where notice boards used to be. Moved the notice boards down the corridor. People know where they are if they want to read them. First thing I did was work from the front office, because you're not going to meet anybody sitting out the back office. You probably don't even know who my back office is. I actually have my own office. I never use it. I use it maybe for interviewing staff, or a tenant wants a bit of confidentiality. We'll go and sit there and have a cup of tea and a chat. But it was about getting to know people. This was just an overgrown nothing. And we got another chap who just retired, and we went, "There's a little project for you." And I went, "Oh, okay." And he loves it. And he's now roped another neighbour in to help him out.
What care I who makes the laws of a nation? Let those who will take care of its rights or wrongs. What care I who cares of all the world's affairs, as long as I can sing its popular song? Let me sing a funny song with crazy words that roll along, and if my song can start you laughing, I'm happy, so happy. Let me sing a sad refrain of broken hearts that loved in vain, and if my song can start you crying, I'm happy. Let me croon a low-down blues to
literature does it make it more personal, or there's more of a narrative? Do you relate to them?
First of all, everybody's different.
Yeah.
So you look to see what is different with this person, what is special with this one person here, this individual.
J'aime, tu aimes, il aime, elle aime, you know.
Okay.
But when you say j'adore, it's something.
Too much love.
Exactly. Clever girl.
Love. I love you so much.
It's a job, work. You just put your mind into it.
You want some music?
Yeah, you can bring in some music.
That'd be nice.
That'd be nice.
Probably the most important thing which people do not observe. They see it, but it doesn't mean anything to them. Anybody in the whole world, the people will go around and they can look at things, they say, oh yes, that's rather nice, but if they looked at it closely, they'd probably see a lot more. We see, but we do not observe. The distinction is clear.
Getting to what you said, Margaret, or Tim, what you said about being open or closed, I actually think more older people become more closed. I really think that. I don't think that's terribly variable. I think it's either they either become like this or they just get close, more closed and more closed. And I've experienced more people who close off. I've experienced.
It's very interesting that you both bring
Well, it's
up
like the
these-
stupid people who said to me after I had my leg chopped off, how are you going to cope? Like I had a choice. You know, oh, I'm not going to cope. But, you know, I want a cup of coffee. Oh, but I can't, you know, I'm not going to cope. So I sit there and die of thirst.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, those things were crazy. Because it is, well, you know, you weren't offered a choice. Or I wasn't offered a choice. My leg had to come off and that was the end of it. You look at things and find, okay, I can't do this, I can't go on the tube, or I can't do this, and so on. So you either find another way round to get to what you want to do, or find something else to do instead.
More experience of people, some are broader-minded. Some would keep to their prejudices, I'm afraid. And I think intolerance is one of the greatest evil of this world.
Oh, yeah.
If, for instance, one went to another country and had a bad experience, they went to France and they had a bad experience, they said, oh, the French are terrible. Wherever you go and you just had one bad experience. You always remember the bad things, always, not the good things. And there's always someone out there who's all right. And that's how life is. So they generalize, and this is something that happens. Take for instance, I give you an example. I'm single. Why I'm single? Because all the women that I loved, it never worked. But they're not all bad. It's just that the choice. Someone said to me, oh, you're looking for an Elizabeth Taylor or Madonna. I said, no, I'm not looking for none of those. I'm looking for someone I like. You know, I found people that I like, but I'm not probably. For instance, one girl once said, well, Frank, you're just a good dancer, you know.
And every time I think, oh, those will probably go away, and they still do this time, but as I get older, then one day they're not going to go.
Come on, Brian. I'll shut up. What's your opinion on all this?
Well, for a start, I don't think I ever really retired. I was never conscious of a point in which I wasn't doing something. I'm doing less than I used to, but not a great deal. I get up fairly early in the morning, go to bed fairly late at night because I can't sleep if I'm not. I've got a million things to do that I'm not doing, so in that case I'm still lazy. So, as I said, I'm not conscious. I am retired because I'm not doing something every day as the world sees it for a particular purpose. But I don't see myself as retired. I'm struggling with physical problems because I've got this early on-stage Parkinson's and things like that. It does slow me down. I go out to do something and I suddenly realise I can't do it. I need a stick. I can't stand up very well. Going downstairs is more difficult than going upstairs. Don't know why, but it is. All sorts of bits and pieces. But I don't feel there being any sort of sudden change in my life. It's all sort of flowed to this end.
Was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked along narrow streets of cobblestone, neath the halo of a street lamp. I turned my corner to the cold and damp, when my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night and touched the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs.
It's a capital mistake to theorize before one has data. Insensibly, one tends to twist the facts to suit the theories, instead of using the theories to suit the facts.
Force outside you do not know. Silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words that I might teach you.
It is my belief, Watson, based on my experience, the lowest and vilest alleys in London do not present a more dreadful record of sin than does the smiling and beautiful countryside.
Love it. Love London. Love the countryside, but London's my home. We've got good services where we are. I'm grateful. And coming here after retiring, I've met real people. And I'm talking about from all races. Lovely people. I've enjoyed it. I mean, you know, I had sort of a rather biased view of certain people, but since my wife's illness and that, when we got on the bus, you find these kids, so to speak, up they jump, insist. Even I've been offered a seat. Do I look that old?
Yeah.
That's what I can tell you.
The first few nights I just wandered the street to sleep, and sometimes walking all night, and it felt strange, you know. I mean, it was a big city, it's a big city, still a big city. It's more diverse and not as electric as it was then. Then it was in the 60s. It was all the hippie movement, and Piccadilly, where I first arrived, was absolutely cram-packed with people with long hair and people with guitars and things, and but that was the only welcoming bit I found of it. You know, it was like a community feel. You would, once you came to London, met that community, you were sort of like accepted. But as soon as you left Piccadilly, you were a stranger in the city, which is still the same today, more or less, for a lot of people. But it's a strange city, you know. I mean, then I was mesmerised by the magic of the city, and I don't know what, I mean, I only had a little job, but there was something electric about the city, something vibrant about it that made us yearn and look and want to more and more of it.
I came to England in 1997, that I wanted to come, but I had to because we had a live volcano in the island that I come from, Montserrat, and it is a British territory. So you could just pay your passage. The government, after it started to erupt, I was causing so much trouble. They had to find a place to house people. When I came here, I felt as if I was trapped. Because around me where I come from, there is so much space. Everybody have their own portion of land, you have your own property, your ancestry, from your ancestors. Some you buy, all around you. And you could go out and leave your house open. Nobody going to go in your house then. And when I came here, you had to be shut up, locked up in a house from morning until night. From night until morning, all the time, just like a bird caught in a trap. That is what I felt like when I came here first. But afterward, I had to adjust to the situation and know that I can't go back there because I don't have any place to go. And that is the reason why I'm here until now. Because when I came first, I thought that after the volcano settled down, we could go back home, but until now, it's still spewing ash. So you can't go back home, there is no place, all our houses are burnt down. Just the empty shell standing up there. So I could say that is how it was for me when I came here.
Having lived here for all these years, I sort of consider myself a little bit more English as opposed to South American or West Indian. I've seen the changes, a lot of changes. And the mannerism I like, the politeness, I mean, everybody's not the same, but it's something you get used to. Me being what I am, obviously, coming from these countries, they always think that I'm foreign. They think, oh, like if you look at me, people don't even, can't pinpoint exactly where I come from. But that's besides the point. What I'm trying to say is something that I do miss when I'm not here. It's hard sometimes. There are some people who are not nice as well. I'm not saying all the people that I've met are nice, you know. I've been mugged once. You know, I've been, yeah, a group of youngsters when I left Woodside Park. They were looking for trouble, and because I've ignored them, they just picked on me, and I got beaten up. But I'm not saying that England is a terrible place, because there was always other people around who you can meet.
And I immigrated to London in 1968 from home. I planned to arrive here in 1968 as a student of nursing, midwifery and healthcare in Birmingham. Started life there when there was war in Nigeria. Preparing for a strong labor opposition. That's what I'm doing right now, to help labor build up themselves so they can face us. That can only be fair. I feel sorry for their downfall. This is the film. This is my contribution. You can be edited as you please, but I must have a copy. Okay?
Okay. Beautiful.
Thank you. Oh, you're cold.
Yeah.
Have you had a cup of tea?
Confess to being as blind as a mole, but it's better to learn wisdom late than never to learn it at all.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Young and fair to me. Oh, my darling, you will be always young and fair to me. Yes, my darling, you will be always young and fair to me.
Is that alright?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, no, my head's on. I'm not going to dress on mine.
Your cheek no longer bright with the roses of the May. will kiss your lips and say, oh, my darling, you will be, you have never old or grown.
Anyway, my hobby horse is what I said before. I do think that people should be trained, or in quotes, trained, quote unquote, to grow old gracefully. Be aware of what is coming up ahead. Because people don't know. They really, in my experience, they just don't seem to realise what might happen, what could happen.
But
I think there should be...
you can apply that to any age. I mean, teenagers don't know what it's like to be 20.
No, I strongly
because
disagree.
teenagers have
Strongly
no
disagree,
responsibility.
Jean. Strongly disagree.
No,
Strongly.
I think that applies. No, I think that applies to every age because
No.
you don't know what's in front of you
No.
at any age, and you
No.
don't know. You don't know
It's a
when you're gonna
huge
have
gulf from,
responsibilities.
let's say, 59 to your 60s.
Oh, that's a retirement.
It's a big jump, big jump.
That's
too.
a retirement
Suddenly you've got to.
thing.
Well, it doesn't happen. People don't happen, but all of a sudden they're 70 and they haven't prepared, and all these things happen to people.
Prepared
I've seen
for
it so
what?
many times.
Prepared for what? Having lots of time to do whatever.
No, preparing for what old age brings with it, naturally, just naturally. All the things that could happen and does happen.
Deafness, Alzheimer's. How do you prepare for those?
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of things. I've done the preparation. I knew ages ago how things would probably be, and I was determined not to be like that. So you're hearing all the problems about getting old.
Don't do it, is what
Don't get old, Tim.
Your fingers are like petals, your feet like wings of a dove. In these tiny hands, I wonder, what keys does the future hold? Where to will these feet wander? What sights these eyes behold? You will read books not yet written, and hear music from unknown scores. You will speak words not yet spoken. You will travel to distant shores. When I close the book of life, others will take up the strife. You will finish my poem and begin another for them.